So I'm waiting for him to get out, and then I can get my occupancy permit. I'm in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I'm going to get the occupancy permit and then submit my information for the application.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got some stuff to say, but we'll. Fred, you next, my friend.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
How you guys doing? So I'm an occupational therapist. Right now, I guess I'm in the beginning stage. I just secured the capital that I believe I need.
Oh no, you can't. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so now I'm actually in the next step is trying to find real estate to make that move. And yeah, that's where I'm at with my steps.
Okay. And you're looking for actual property for assisted living.
Yeah, so
What state are you in?
Well, right now I'm in New York. I'm in between New York and Pennsylvania, but I'm planning on going back to Maryland where I lived for quite a couple of years. Heading back there hopefully soon. Yeah, I think Maryland is probably the more fit for me and my family. So looking to make that move soon as possible.
Okay, great. Look forward to having you here, my friend.
For sure.
Patrick, how you doing?
I'm awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for hosting this call tonight, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Patrick Precourt, I'm up here in Connecticut, a little north of you there, brother.
Oh.
I come from the real estate side. Been in real estate for a long time. We real estate and entrepreneurial side. So do a lot in real estate. Also in the gym business. Also in my passion is in the personal development space, behavioral change, right? And so it's kind of neat how these all intertwine, real estate and personal development and the gym space and getting people to alter behavior to get results and bringing that into the assisted living space. And that's kind of where we're moving right now. We're actually going to close on our first building within the next 2 weeks. Just found an amazing building, 15,000 square feet that was going to host 16 beds. And I have an operations partner that has 130 beds out in the Chicago area now. What he does such an extraordinary job in the assisted living space and just elevating the level of care. We're going to adopt that model and bring it here in Connecticut, but knowing my limitation, not trying to recreate the wheel. I'm going to copy exactly what he's done and let him bring in his
great system. Yeah, you have
I'll
access.
stay in my lane. I'll stick to the real estate stuff and the training and teaching part. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And I'm all ears, brother, to taking anything I can on this subject. And when I saw that came up, I'm like, I'm there.
Okay, great. Glad to have you. Rena Turner, are you can you hear me? Want to introduce yourself? Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, I'm Vicky Turner. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I am Vicky. I'm from Mississippi. I am a non-medical provider for a home health. I have my own home health agency in Mississippi. So I'm just on to hear a lot of details about opening up a assisted living facility.
Okay.
So that's why I'm on, and I am glad to be on. Thank you for inviting.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody here in the corner just say iPhone, so I don't know if that's it's an iPhone user. They don't have an actual name up. Smothers, Yeeves, how you pronounce that? Smothers. Would you like to introduce yourself? All right, we're gonna keep it moving. Carl Wright.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, brother?
All right, how you doing? My name is Carl Wright out of Virginia. I recently started my in-home care company. We already been licensed through the Virginia Department of Health.
Okay.
Right now, I'm in the mix of trying to get certified with Medicaid. Just coming on and see if you all had any type of marketing techniques that I can use, anything like that. Just really starting off trying to get my first client.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so you at the fun stages, man. So everything is new. You in the dark.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Yeah, we got some great information for you. M. Gary, I got some names. I guess people just M. Gary. Are you available to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me? How are you?
No, we don't. I don't see anything. I just see your name like a text to say M. Gray. But we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on? Yeah, I'm unmuted. Yeah, so I'm on here. I'm just trying to start my assisted living business.
Mm-hmm.
All the information that you gave me.
That's Kim Steele.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all the information that you gave me on the phone. I'm trying to get most of it done. It's a lot.
Oh, this is you. I'm sorry. You're one of my consultant clients. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You already know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Okay. But everybody else don't. She's in the early stages. She's trying to get licensed. Maryland has expedited the licensing process because of COVID. So I've been working with people kind of more with a little bit more urgency so people can get licensed and take advantage of this expedited processing that they're doing, because usually Maryland is like a year. So they talking about weeks. So I wish I had more houses to license. So I'm trying to partner with people, different landlord investors and stuff like that, to get these more facilities up and licensed and, under our, management or control in some type of way. Just take advantage of the opportunity. Maryland has expedited it because of COVID, because a lot of the families are pulling their loved ones out of the bigger facilities, nursing homes. A lot of people coming out of hospitals, not enough beds in most communities around the country, but definitely in Maryland. So not enough beds for the amount of seniors that's on the market looking. So they expedited the licensing process, and we're trying to take advantage of that here in Maryland. I got some questions too. A lot of people reached out since I had put that email out, and people are asking me about their states. I don't know every state situation. If you're in a different state besides Maryland, I would suggest calling PA, call Connecticut, if need be, to see if you can get that license expedited, or if they have that option. I would definitely look into that, because that's huge, because when you're for the assisted living space, because you're holding real estate, and as long as if you got to hold a piece of property for a year without having any income, that's the issue. But with this expedited process, you could get a piece of property, get it licensed, get get residents, and then they come back. But what Maryland is going to do is come back and do like they're going to do the full inspection, but they're doing give me like a preliminary thing to just like set up, and then they're coming back and doing it. But it's much quicker, and we're trying to take advantage of that opportunity. Oh, here you go. So Kim Steele, do you want to hop on there? I didn't know that your name wasn't on there at first. It just said iPhone.
Well, I had to rename it.
Okay.
First, I want to thank you so much, you and Nakia. We just received our license September 18th in Georgia.
Okay, great.
For our home care service. So I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for that.
No doubt.
I guess I'm on here too because I have been in the medical field for over 15 years, and my partner's been in it for 20. So I'm working on credentialing for Medicaid.
Okay.
I do have a potential client that has Medicaid Source.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that I guess her son does 50 hours, so that would be my first potential client. So I'm looking at the billing portion. I have done billing for everything else except for home care and home health. So I need to get more familiar on that.
Okay. Billing. And I mean, you talking about through Medicaid or just general billing?
Just general, but also Medicaid, because I just submitted my application to Medicaid last night to be a provider. Okay. So just in general and Medicaid, I guess I saw something that Medicare does not cover home care services.
Medicaid?
Traditional Medicare.
Yeah.
Medicare.
Okay. So
traditional Medicare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually I don't deal with Medicaid. I don't deal with that. I do all private pay, or long-term care insurance. I'm just, for one, Maryland don't even pay enough. Maryland starts at $16, $17, $16.90 or something an hour for home care, and we start at $20. So we can't, that's not even worth entertaining for us at this point. But different markets are different. I know they pay a lot more in Philly, like in PA. So don't take that. But, you know, with that information, what I'm dealing with, what we have, every state is different. So every state pays different. So it can be more. And if it's more, it might make sense to you for your, you know, for your marketplace.
Let me ask you a question. Since you said
let me try to get everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
Introduce themselves, then we can double back. Okay, great.
Okay.
Priscilla, are you available to talk?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm Ursula. I started out wanting to do home care, but the more I look into assisted living, but I'm in South Carolina and I can't find hardly any information pertaining to that.
Okay. Have you been on the state's website? It's usually on the state's website.
Yeah, is it this same as like residential living for like people with mental health issues and all that? Would that be considered the same thing?
I mean, it might be the same department for your city, your state. They might have the same, like you could probably find your information there as well, but that's not what we do. That's developmental disability. That's totally different than assisted living and senior care. As far as
I would have to call them.
Okay. So yeah, we should be able to help you in some type of way. But the first thing you want to do is just contact the license.
Okay.
Charlene C, you're muted. Let me unmute you. I think I can help you out here. There you go.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yep. Are you the one that just sent me the pictures of that pretty house down there?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Nice to meet you. I am in Maryland, St. Mary's County, and I have the property. I have no experience at this, and I have the property to try to set up the facility.
Okay. So yeah, she said she's one of the people who reached back out when I put the email about the expedited. So she's looking to partner with us on a facility, and hopefully we can get it done with her. You know, just basically what I was saying because of the expedited licensing process. So she's one of the people that actually reached out. So I'm looking forward to working with her. She sent me out quite a few pictures. Property's nice. I'm still waiting for that video walkthrough from you.
Yeah.
If you have trouble sending it because it's too big, you could use probably Google Drive or something like that. If you can't send it through the regular email.
Okay, yeah, that's what happened. I'll work on that tonight.
Yeah, I figured you was gonna run into that kind of issue. So, okay, I'll be looking forward to it. I'm glad you're joining us, Richard Watts.
Yes, how are you?
How you doing?
Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm great. How are you? Yes, here's my situation. I am in the provisional stages in Maryland for a home care stages 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. Tell me when I'm not coming across clear. Stages 1, 2, and 3. And it's pretty overwhelming. There's a lot going on. We're waiting for the NPI number to come back from Medicare. We're waiting on that. But they're also waiting on me to send 2 packages, the employee package as well as the client package, to get through the first stage of the process, which is the provisional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get a business.
I'm sure you know, Alan, I'm sure you know about that. And then, of course, they'll have to come out and survey with me, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's my situation. I need some hand holding. I want to make sure I'm on top of everything. It's a lot, and I need some counseling.
Okay. I mean, if you feel like it's more than what this venue here is for, yes, definitely let's talk afterwards.
Okay, that'll be great.
I have the documents you need for sure. So I should be able to help you. No problem.
I do have your business in the box.
It's not in there. I have the actual Maryland documentation that you need. We recently submitted some new stuff, so
now
it shouldn't be a problem.
We'll talk later. We'll talk afterwards, so we can move forward. Afterwards. Okay, certainly.
Okay, great. Runa O'Brien, you available? Runa O'Brien. I don't know. It says V35. Think Q. I don't know what that is. So it's like I get like a lot of random like names. It's not names, like actual names. So I think we got Rena. Okay, V35.
Hi, how are you?
And what is your name?
Hi, I'm Shayna.
Okay.
I'm Shayna from Georgia.
Okay.
I'm a nurse. I have no experience in the home care industry, so I'm interested in doing the assisted living out of my home. So I'm here trying to get some information.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Thanks for joining. Runa didn't step. Nancy, are you available? Right Way Home Care, are you available?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are a fairly new home care agency in Pennsylvania. And I'm just here basically to get some marketing information and just basic nuggets that I can get just to help me, with the process of getting started. I have one client now, but I'm trying to get more clients, and the marketing issue, it has been an issue for me.
Okay. What are some of the things you've been doing?
I've been going to vendor events, sending out letters to like the different nursing homes, sending out emails to nursing homes that I came across social workers before with the previous job, just some things like that.
Okay. Okay, sure. I got a lot of my the majority of stuff that everything that I do as far as marketing is concerned is on my podcast. So a lot of people think you got to spend a whole lot of money to put your name, your company out there. It's more about building relationships, and that's usually just meeting new people. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more difficult at this point with the COVID and stuff like that, but things are loosening up for sure. And you should still be able to implement a lot of those strategies. Like I said, the email, making the phone calls, the mail and stuff like that. And then where we were doing visits, we're trying to set up Zoom meetings, stuff like that. Instead of just trying to go a little bit further than just a phone call, just put a face on a name. As far as when we're doing our meaningful relationship development, getting out there, continuing to build the network, even just using the new technology in the new environment where you can't actually get in some of these facilities. You can't get into it's impossible at this point in Maryland to get into a facility if you don't work there or live there. So
Yeah.
where before you could just walk in, and it's just not like that no more because of COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, majority of stuff you can still do. You just have to be real creative and real persistent. Ooh, Lord, man, these names. I don't even know how to even.
I'm sure you're saying Lauricia Montaigne.
I am. Thank you.
I went through this my entire life. So I'm in the Baltimore area. So I'm just in the midst of getting licensed. I got everything set up, so I'm just waiting right now. All my information's in, just waiting for my appointment to get my walkthrough. And now I'm just trying to set myself up, like other people were saying, to market, and so I can have my, start getting residents in soon.
So you got a facility already?
Yeah, a house.
Okay, and you said it's licensed, or they haven't came past and do the survey yet?
Yeah, I just got the fire department a couple weeks ago, so I'm waiting on housing and whatever else comes after that.
Okay, how many? Where are you? Are you in the city or in the county?
City.
Okay. Has it been difficult for you, like contacting the agencies recently, like because of the?
To be honest, I use a consultant already, so she just does it, and I just kind of stand by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome.
So I'm just on here trying to get more information, see what else everybody else is doing and going through right now.
Yeah. You said you were preparing to how to start getting residents. I'm gonna tell you one thing about assisted living. It's not hard getting residents.
Okay.
It's nothing like home care. It's always. I mean, it's certain markets, obviously, but markets like yours, you in Baltimore, Maryland, it's just thousands of people looking, and it's just not enough beds. It's just more demand than it is supply when it comes to the actual beds. So you shouldn't have a problem. There's also a lot of referral companies. They don't work as well for home care, but they do pretty good for assisted living clients, like residents and independent living. So when I'm looking at home care, I'm usually doing all my own marketing. But when I'm looking for residents, I reach out to other agencies. Like referral partners and stuff like that.
Referral agents. Okay. Yeah.
Like a place for moms, stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully, we can help you out as well. Lease, Pullum.
Elisha.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm gonna be butchering names all day. Make me want to stop.
I'm in Missouri and just getting paperwork and stuff together to open up a home care business.
I can register.
Okay.
I can schedule.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I had to mute him.
Oh, okay. And just on here, just trying to get all the information that I can.
Okay, great. Hopefully we can help you out, man. Don't feel free to hop in and ask some questions and post. Everyone else also feel free to if you got a question and we're talking or something, feel free to just or you don't want to talk, just put it in the comment section. You can type it in. Cassie.
Hey, that's me. I am out in Minnesota. I'm more on the clinical side of things, but I'm a provider, and I'm just starting the process of looking into opening assisted living. So just here to get some information.
Okay, great. You said Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
I've had some clients there, and they pay a lot for home care.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with that? How are you in that market?
I have not looked into that market, no.
So you're looking at straight, just doing a facility?
Correct. Yep.
So my thoughts on this part of the business, and it's up to you. I mean, you just however you're thinking. When you have a property, there's a limitation unless you expand it, put more rooms, build, and all that stuff. So, and I look at assisted living facilities as individual businesses, but it's not scalable, right? So what happens if you got a home? You got 4 residents, or 5 residents, the house is full. Now what?
Mm-hmm.
How do you grow more?
So I'm assuming because I saw the tip or the PDF.
Depend on them paying in the future. Like, how do you scale?
Mm-hmm.
So I always feel like if you're gonna have assisted living facility, you might as well get a home care company.
Okay.
That's how I think about it.
All right.
So because there's no limit to the amount of clients you can have on home care, but there is a limit to the amount of residents.
Okay.
So if you have a 20-bed facility, that's the limit. So,
Alan,
yeah,
can you?
It's all relative to people's lifestyle, obviously, and what they want to their goals and stuff like that.
Alan, can you define home care versus assisted living?
Oh, home care is when you go to the family's home. You have it's like so that you have a staff that goes out, a trained staff, the same caregivers that will be working in your facility, they're just going into somebody else's home, and then you manage them. So that's it.
Appreciate
Good
it.
question. Ella? Ella, are you available to speak? Dee Dee? Dee Dee, are you available to speak? Where did my chat box go? Oh, here it is.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you're looking for.
What I'm looking for basically is to get a lot of information because my husband and I were considering opening an either assisted living or more or less a group home or home care. We're just trying to obtain the information. We had been following your posts and figure you'd be the most knowledgeable person to kind of give us mentorship on how to proceed.
Great. Hopefully the information has been helpful so far. Are you on the pod? Have you checked out the podcast?
No, I hadn't checked out the podcast.
Yeah, check it out. It's called the Home Care and Assisted Living Business Series podcast. It's on Spotify and Apple and Google.
Okay.
It's on like all the top ones. But if you just Google Home Care and Assisted Living Business Series podcast, you'll find it. It'll come up in Google. And you can just pick whatever app that you prefer, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Google, whatever. So
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Patricia? Are you available, Patricia, to speak? You're muted if you are. I know people be trying to talk, maybe you don't realize that they're muted. Ms. Price, are you available?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I registered my business. I have the LLC and all of that as a home health care agency, but agency is not really what I want to do. I want to do assisted living, but to be honest with you, I've been basically taking care of relatives. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get paid to take care of relatives.
Yeah.
Because, you know, right now I just don't have the funds to get a facility or a building, or, you know, I don't, you know, have nowhere to put any patients. But that's in the future. That's what I really want. I want a residential assisted living home. But right now, basically, I guess, you know, just get with you guys to get registered with the state. But right now, I'm be honest, I really need to know how to get paid to take care of relatives, because that's where all my work is at.
Okay. And I mean, that's not unheard of. You see that often. So it's just a matter of finding who's going to pay you, and what kind of insurance or programs that your family members are eligible for, and just contacting them. Usually it's not it's built like they have programs that they're for. Most programs are familiar with that kind of setup, like family caregivers is what you would be called. So just getting with the local department of agent if you don't know anything, but you can register with the department of agent. I think that kind of will help you get set up in that type of setup, which, you know, being a family caregiver for your for your own loved ones. But definitely and find out what type.
But will I have to have a companion certificate?
I mean, you would. I would imagine they would want something at least to be certified as like a caregiver, like a CNA certification. Okay. But you just have to check and see what the requirements will be for your particular situation with your particular family member and what insurance they have.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. I think she was the last one as far as the introductions go. Samaria.
Forgot me, Cynthia.
Okay, don't let me forget you, Cynthia.
Okay.
Hi. Yes, so I just got started with beginning stages of home health care, and I'm in Maryland, so I'm just trying to get more information.
Okay, and this is Samaria?
Yes, this is Samira.
Samira, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, ma'am. You were speaking. She muted. Let me unmute you. Oh, I gotta ask to unmute. Cynthia.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yes, I'm Cynthia Davis, the other owner with Kim Steele of Innovative
okay.
Quality. Just help us get licensed in Georgia. And like Kim was saying, I have 20 years in the game. And I guess my question would be some more information I was talking to some social workers today, and they advised me, I was asking her, how can we make our business successful? And the social worker was like, well, if you register with the state of Georgia and your name will pop up on the list. She said, but what'll make you and Kim stand out is what we need right now is bowel service. So my question is to you, do you have to be, I'm talking about for veterans. I work at the Atlanta VA.
Okay.
So with veterans, care. That's real big here in Atlanta. That's what they need now. So
Okay.
she was like, "Will it make a difference for y'all to if y'all was to offer bowel service because that's what we need here." So my question is to you, would an RN have to do that? And if so, we just did like a home agency for CNAs where we have to go back and do the application again to add RNs and the other thing.
Okay, I feel what you're saying, like a nurse's services.
Yes.
I mean, if that's not, I mean, usually if it's not included in your license, what you apply for, you're gonna have to, it's like an added,
add in.
Yeah, you got to get added to the, it's just a more, another certification that you probably would need. But in Maryland, it's like levels 1, 2, and 3. There's not a level system in tech in Georgia.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. But I'm quite sure me and Kim will find out more because I don't want to miss out. I'm learning.
Nakia, have you reached? Has Nakia? Did you ask Nakia that question?
No.
She's very well versed with the Atlanta licensing landscape. So like she's really. Yeah. So.
Well, she got us done in about 3 weeks, so we're happy about that.
So yeah, that's great. So yeah, you're in our program, so feel free to just shoot me an email with that specific information, and me and Nikhil figure it out for you our best way to get you set up so you can take advantage of those opportunities there.
Okay, good deal.
Okay, so I think we got everybody pretty much introduced, and I kind of feel like I kind of see what everybody needs, and it's pretty pretty general stuff from what I hear on a daily basis of through my DMs or Facebook page, emails. I just get a lot of questions every day. Tanisha E is looking to comment. I'm sorry, she said I missed her. Tanisha, are you available?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. When y'all started, I probably was tending to a patient, so I apologize. Apologies to everyone. I'm Tanisha Edwards. I'm out of Arlington, Texas, and I am a nurse already. And currently, I'm trying to break into the assisted living world or home care. Just wasn't sure which one. I do already own a group home. And so right now what I'm trying to do is, since I take care of my father and he's a veteran, I wanted to do an assisted living for veterans. Okay. So I do own 2 homes already. I didn't want to deal with any of the insurances. I wanted to do the private pay, but I just need to know, how to go about doing things with this. It is a long turnaround with all of this on this end. I did call the state. They use this different system that they've recently switched over about a month ago. So they can't give me like an estimated time frame of how long all of this is going to take in order for me to be able to open an assisted living.
Okay. And you said you're currently doing home care or no? You're a nurse?
No. I'm currently I have a group home. I opened a group home, and I do a group home with foster kids that have aged out with the state.
Okay.
From the ages of 18 and up. And then I have a group home where I deal with a lot of the kind of middle age, where they have a lot of disabilities and a lot of mental issues. And so I own a home that way. But I have 2 homes already that I have available, that I have the properties that are vacant. So I can, yes, that's what I was saying on that part. So I don't know what to do with those. And each way I turn with the state, the group homes are not licensed. So, you don't have to have a license. You just have to be inspected by the city. But with the assisted livings or home cares, you do have to have, from my understanding, that license before anybody will even, you can even get a contract with HHSC. or whomever that y'all are getting the contracts with. But they do state that it's taken a long turnaround time for them to do all of this, I guess, with the process of the paperwork due to COVID. And then when you call the numbers, nobody's answering. So, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just kind of like listening in with you guys to see what all everybody has done or what everybody is doing, which direction I need to go with these 2 empty houses that I do have. I do want to turn them into something. I do want to deal with the veterans, but I can't get a contract with the veterans until I do some type of, you know, yes, exactly. There you go.
So, all I would suggest, I mean, you said you called down there, probably can't go. I don't know if you can go physically to the location or if it's even feasible for you. It might be in a whole nother part of the state. I don't know. But if it is, if you can go to the office and see somebody, if that's a possibility, go. If not, call and whatever information you could get. But regardless, I would still process the information. I would still process the license. Like if that's something you want to do, just put the paperwork in, because I mean, every day you wait, it's going to take another day longer. So if this is the direction you want to go in, start the process now, because even if it takes 6 months, so that time will go past, and then at least you'll be ready then. Unless you have to like make a fast move on the properties because they're just idle, and you probably obviously you don't want an empty property if you're if you're paying for it.
Right.
So and then there's also the independent living option. So independent living is it's not regulated in most cases. It's like the 55 and older community that we service with the independent livings, and it's non-medical. We don't do anything medical. So like I said, it's not regulated, but it's seniors. It's senior houses, and you do have a lot of referral agencies like that. Like I was saying earlier, who will find you residents for them just like they will for medical staff. I mean, medical residents for a medical facility. You can have independent living, and they'll find you residents like that as well. So that's also an option. You typically, the national average.
Do you have that in the box for the independent living? Do you have that like in one of your specials?
Because it's not regulated, it's not really much for me to do for you. Like I don't really have to help you with that. It's like really simple. So you can first you want to check with the state and see if it is, regulated. And if the state like we don't know what you're talking about, we don't have any, that's usually mean they don't regulate it. So there's like no license requirement for that particular thing. I don't want to assume that every state in the country doesn't regulate it, but I know the states that we've been, it's just not regulated, especially Maryland. So again, it's non-medical. We get a house. We provide 3 meals, 2 snacks. We pay all the, utilities. Housekeeping is done clean. The meals are, we prepare the meals, and transportation from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Okay, so kind of like
but they're pretty much independent outside of that. Huh?
So kind of like it's kind of like the same thing I'm doing with the group home. The transportation, the 3 meals, the housekeeping. So it's kind of like y'all just call it something different.
It's just different people. Yeah, independent living for the seniors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's like families who don't want their family. The parent may still have, or the loved one may still have a lot of abilities to do a lot of things on their own, and they're just not ready to go in like a assisted living environment. But the families don't want them by themselves. Usually you get families like this who are out of state. They want to put their family, their mom or loved one in an independent environment, opposed to just having them live by themselves. So, and there's, like I said, there's an abundance of people looking for these beds also. So both of these strategies are very good. So if you the only thing I would tell you as far as the independent living is one thing you're going to think about is then if you're going to license your place. So this is an issue in Maryland, or if you're thinking about getting a license or transitioning to something different, if you got to just be mindful. If you get an independent resident, So this is what happens. A lot of people want, okay, I'm gonna get an independent, put the license in, and then when the license, I'm gonna go to assisted. You can't have no independent residents in there when they come for the license, is what I'm saying. So that their lease has to be up, they have to be out of there. And that's kind of like a risky thing to do. If you're trying to convert it over to the medical, you just got to be prepared to, like, you know, not have anyone there time that they do come for the survey. And you just got to think that, keep that in mind for the people who try to, you know, do both or want to do that and then transition into that, the medical later. So,
Alan, can I ask a question? So my name is Adidai or Joy. I'm sorry for the background noise. I know that I'm from New York, and I once worked for an assisted living that also had licensing for a home care. And what I noticed that they did is that for their independent living, they had people that were independent living, people that wanted to be in those type of homes, but at some point they switched over and needed more medical care. And rather than switching from an independent living to an assisted living, they just brought in the home care to the resident. So that
I'm sorry. So they allowed.
No, I didn't know if that was regulated the same. I mean, if you saw that trend in other places, because that definitely happens at times in New York.
So what you're saying is the independent resident can hire outside care for themselves?
It ended up being the affiliated company.
Mm-hmm. So the people who own the facility, is it multiple? So they have different levels of care. So they have independent and assisted in one facility?
No, it was independent, but they also owned the home care agency, and so they allowed the home care agency to come in and provide.
So they didn't have any assisted living. They just had independent and then home care.
So they ended up getting two checks. They got the independent check, and they also got the home care
check. Right? Okay. So,
I was just asking if that was something that you saw was a trend, and just because I understand you own both, if that was a way, I don't know if that's something that you've ever done, given that you have both types of businesses.
So if an independent resident needs home care, they're more than welcome to do what they want. That's their house. They can have somebody come in there and help them extra. Like if they need medical care. Independent, there's nobody but an aide there. There's not licensed to do anything medical for them. No, I haven't had any of my personal residents. We only did one independent living. So I don't have like a huge amount of experience where this might happen in other cases. We just haven't had anybody from the independent want to get more care and hire their personal their own home care, get a home care service to come help them out. But I do see often and how I started, how I was going into home assisted livings, and because like bigger assisted living facilities, when you start talking about 200-300 people, beds, 200-300 residents, the care goes down. So families would say their family member is living in the facility, but they'll contact us as an agency and say, look, from this point to this point, we want care at the facility. So our caregivers would go in and work with that family individually inside of an assisted living. But that happening on an independent level, I'm not familiar with that for me personally, but I don't see why it would be an issue in any situation. And I don't see why they couldn't work with you as the independent living property owner or the business owner, but then also as a home care service provider, hire you for more care if they needed it. And not needing, so you don't need to be licensed. The house doesn't need to be licensed for you to send a home care service provider in there to help that particular person. So
thank you.
Hopefully that's helpful, and you know, and if it's not, you know, just let me know if I can expound further. As far as marketing, I have what we call the meaningful relationship development strategy that I've been, you know, working since probably like the first couple years of me doing this stuff. And it's like well drawn out on the podcast, but this is for like my home care people that and I get a lot of questions. People say, "Oh, I'm spending all this money on marketing. I'm spending all this money on brochures. I'm spending all this money on, you know, SEO websites." And this stuff works. That stuff is important and is helpful. But meaningful relationship development is what makes the difference. When you have a facility or a number of organizations that you have a direct relationship with, and they know you provide great care and you do everything you can to do great business and provide the highest possible level of care, the highest quality of care for a great and affordable rate in your marketplace, it's usually impossible to lose. But to build these relationships with these people is where the work needs to be done in most people's businesses. I always hear, "Oh, I got this license, I got this certification, I'm registered here, I'm registered there." But if you're not figuring out a way to get, you know, boots on the ground, whether you or somebody that's working for you or representing your brand or in your business in the community consistently, and meet new people. I want to say shaking hands, but you know, I don't want to, you know, in COVID environment, but just getting out here, introducing yourself and building these actual relationships with these people in the senior community, and not just in the senior community, but definitely senior community, but the business community overall. They have meetup groups, and a lot of stuff is happening on Zoom now, and to network like this. If there's something that I said, something that somebody else said on here, feel free to reach out to them. You know, get their exchange information and start, you know, figuring out how y'all can work together and help each other out. And it's no different in your backyard, in your marketplace. You have to get out here, even if it's on Zoom, and start, you know, communicating. Say like they have like small business groups all over the place. Like on meetup.com is like the #1 place where I've been able to like grow my brand, grow my business, grow my knowledge base, because I've been networking and building relationships with business owners, not just in the healthcare field or, you know, senior care, but just all across the board, accountants, lawyers, you know, all these different people. Guess what? They got they have senior family members. So the more people that I'm communicating with, and the more people that I'm, you know, I take care of my accountants' family. You know, they're senior family members. I take care of, you know, a lawyer that I've had, you know, business with before. We do business with them. I want to be the person in the community, in my network, that everybody comes to for senior care. And it's just not like, it's just not random people online that you're just gonna get people to call you. Like just random Facebook people to click on your link, call you, go to your website. That's cool, but it's not always working like that. So you got to have real relationships in place so you can, you know, they say you could go wide or go deep. And going wide is just having a lot of people to know about you, but they don't really deal with you. You know what I mean? Or you want 20 people who you know who gonna send you referrals on a consistent basis. And that's the difference. Just finding some, you know, creating a network, a strong network of people that are going to continue to send you referrals and do a great job and then get more referrals. And it's just like a tree. It just continues, you know, it just keeps new branches come off. The more people you service, the more opportunities you have to service more people and access their loved ones, their family members. And you got to remember, home care is a service that I don't know a family that doesn't have an old person in it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know a family, never met a family which is young people. Nobody's grandma, everybody, you know, and think about it in that way. Your neighbors, the people that you talk to on a daily basis, the people that you work with in, you know, your current situation, whatever. It's about developing meaningful relationships and consistently providing quality care. And believe it or not, you don't have to have a $1 million a month marketing budget to have a business. You know, it doesn't take as much as you think. A lot of the stuff, these people, I'll pay you for a referral, but I'm usually not paying you up front, right? So I pay you when you send me some money. You know, you send me somebody to work with. Password. So that's when, you know, I'm gonna compensate you for that. And I don't have no problem paying people to, you know, send me clients, even caregivers. If, you know, we have a caregiver referral program, you send me a great caregiver, you'll be compensated for that. So I just wanted to put that out there for my home care people. And also, when you're thinking about doing assisted living, again, just remember, and the first thing to do, always just do as much market research as you can by just calling around, asking call all the assisted livings near me. Call them all, at least the first 10 that pop up when you put assisted living near me. Call them all, get all their information, get all their marketing material, get in their marketing funnel, get in their sales funnel. What's the sales funnel? That's what they're going to put you through to close you. You're just secret shopping, but you're learning a high level corporate sales strategy that you can implement in your business. You know what I mean? So they're going to call you, they're going to send you letters, they're going to do follow-ups. So these are the things. So this is how I learned what to do. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to go work for Bright Star or some of the bigger things, but I just act like I need your service until you tell me everything that you do. And then I can implement it, make it better, you know, and then compete. So I definitely suggest doing that. And then because you're going to get, not only are you going to get their sales funnels, their marketing strategies, everything that they're doing to get you to close, you'll see all the bells and whistles, the features and benefits of what they have for their actual facilities. And then you're going to get their pricing. And then you could compete from there. So, and every market is different. I can't tell you the prices in Georgia for a bed, you know, I mean, or a specific city in Georgia, because Georgia's even, you know, every city and county, price is different. Cost of living is different across the country, obviously. So prices is different in every marketplace, or for the most part, they can be different. So you have to do that research and to become informed. And hopefully that's helpful for you guys to kind of start thinking about. Another thing I want you guys to think about, that I was kind of coming on to this call and kind of wanted to make sure I touched on, was the ability to delegate and get things done. Because a lot of people I see, they say, I got a full-time job, or I'm a nurse. And, you know, I know nurses, man, they work crazy hours. So I'm a nurse, you know, I don't necessarily, I'm not prepared to just quit. I have to continue to work to fund my business. How do I make it work? There's today, now, in this day and age, like the stuff that people doing now, like virtual, you know, working virtually, like we learned this stuff 10 years ago when, you know, reading the 4-Hour Work Week, you know, Tim Ferriss. So we've been doing this stuff. So for me now, it's like, because I was doing it in real estate, like, you know, doing a lot of things virtually and delegating and stuff like that, you know, just trying to live a 4-hour work week and, you know, all this freedom and stuff like that. But there's just a lot of options out there for you. There's, you know, we use a service called Pat Live, where it's 24-hour live calls. Families don't like to answer, families don't like to go to voicemail if they feel like, you know, you're supposed to be taking care of one of their loved ones. Home care is a different kind of service. You know, it's not like a car wash or oil change, not like that. It's something where they're worried about, are you taking good care of their family member? So the communication is key. You have to be available at all times. Somebody has to answer that phone. And especially when new leads call. New leads don't like to go to voicemail neither. If I call a company during the day, I'm expecting somebody to pick up the phone, you know? And if they don't, I'm gonna probably call the next company and I'm gonna start talking. And when they answer the phone, I'm gonna do business with them. And I know that's an issue for a lot of people who are working and they're, you know, they get discouraged. They may even see their phone ring, they can't answer it. That's a potential lead, they might lost it. So you implement things like Pat Live, where you get, it's like $150 a month and you get a certain amount of minutes and you give them a script and they're answering the phone. They learn the script and they're really good, believe it or not. And I've been using them for years. I started using them in real estate and I'll use them in home care. So I don't have to pay someone on third shift or whatever to answer the phone. They're answering it. Pat Live's answering it. So I get the notes from the call. They send me all the information and we can see exactly what the family needs, what their questions were. But the point of it is that they had a live person available. The other point of it is that you can do other things while your business is still being established, growing, or, you know, creating it, getting it up and running and then growing it. You can do that with the job. You could do that from home in most cases. So don't be discouraged because there's a lot of things out there for you to help you do that. I use a lot of Fiverr. Like I found a lot of people on Fiverr. I have somebody on Fiverr for outbound calls. Found somebody to make outbound calls. So Pat Live didn't do outbound. I asked them, they didn't do outbound calls. So what are outbound calls for? Meaningful relationship development. This lady's in Jamaica. She sound like she lived next door. So, but I don't pay her like she lived next door, right? She's in Jamaica. So I pay her what you would pay somebody who live in Jamaica. So, but she works here for me. She works for me here in America. And we do just fine. You know, she does the same thing. She makes a certain amount of outbound calls every day. And I get the reports, we got spreadsheets, and I can, and that helps us to, keep our, name out there and grow and, continually to build the network and build the relationships and bring in more people to know about, more people about our business, to know about our company. So I do a lot of stuff on social media. We run a lot of ads on social media. I think Facebook, what I've been doing with Facebook more than anything is for caregivers. Recently, I'm having an issue with my personal issue right now is not clients, it's caregivers. I can't find quality caregivers. I got about 5 cases I can't fill right now. And that's not a good feeling because it's like, damn, it's like I have to, it's an urgency. Like, because if I don't feel it, they're gonna go somewhere else, right? If I can't put a caregiver over there, they're gonna go somewhere else. I got some live-ins, a couple live-ins, some part-time cases, and I got a full-time case that we've been struggling to fill. Just because you just don't want to throw anybody over there, and then all the good caregivers, are usually taken. And then what else is an issue? This is probably a little political. I feel is why we're struggling because a lot of people just sitting at home on unemployment. With that, I don't know if the bonus is still on top of the unemployment, but because of that unemployment plus bonus situation, nobody want to go to work because they don't have to. So, I mean, like, if you're not going to pay me more than what I'm getting for watching Netflix, why would I go? So, and they just riding it out, you know what I mean, until the COVID situation. So that's just kind of like, I'm saying that to say, like, that's my little theory or whatever, but I feel like that's part of the problem right now. That's like one of my little personal issues is just finding quality caregivers. But I've been running ads and I've been getting pretty good feedback on Facebook and for the caregivers. Before, I kind of left it alone for a while because I just felt like people were just, I'm on Facebook, I see a job application, I'm gonna just click on it. I wasn't looking for a job, but I see one, so I click on it. So you get people that's not really serious. They just see it, so they click on it. But so I had kind of shied away from it and was on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn was like my go-to for years. First, it was Craigslist. Then I got to LinkedIn, and now I'm on Facebook for caregivers. For the most part, I still have ads running on LinkedIn, and then you can also post free jobs on there. But for the most part, right now, I've been getting the best, the highest quality caregivers I've been getting. It's been from Facebook. Another thing that I've been getting a lot of questions about is how are we functioning COVID? Like, how are we functioning as an agency in COVID? Home care. Assisted living, it's simple. Can't nobody go in there unless they work there or live there, and you gotta test once a week if you're an employee. Like, that's it. That's what your assisted living is. And it's like Maryland is still really strict about families and stuff like that. So it's just, we still in a different environment. We still in that type of environment as far as with the assisted livings. They just not a lot of people. You just got to limit contact as much as you can. But I take the same mindset going into the home care. Like, we just limit contact. So all the things that we were doing previously, we do it virtually. So consultations. So I had to do an assessment this week where the nurse had to go. Like, she had to go do a physical assessment. And for the insurance company, long-term care, like I said, we don't do Medicaid and stuff like that, but long-term care, and this client, I think, was with another Mass Mutual client. So we had to send an actual nurse. Before we go in the house, we're sending the family a questionnaire. The same stuff that y'all basically hearing when you go into different places now. They doing the temperature. Have you been in contact? Anybody house been in contact? Like, my nurse is so thorough. She won't even go in there unless she's comfortable with these questions. And I just let her, she doesn't work for me full time, but because and she's dealing with the COVID and her other position, she's bringing that that good insight to me. Because she works for me PRN, she just does consultations and assessments for me and stuff like that. So that's usually all the contact we've been having. Interviews with caregivers, we're doing them on, private Zooms, Skype and stuff like that. The families, obviously, when they first call, that's obviously on the phone. Like, we used to go out and do like in-home consultations. If we don't have to, we won't. But we won't actually go. We'll try to do it like this. But some families are old school and kind of still feel like they want you there. And if that's the case, we won't say no. We just gonna, have the nurse ask the questions and stuff like that and then go. But that's not our first option, as it was before. Like, we never had a problem with going to families' houses, but we don't want to go now. Obviously, it's just limiting contact. It's the less people that you expose your staff to and then your families to, the lesser the chances of somebody getting COVID stuff. So, same with the caregivers. Everything is direct deposit. How we paying them, or we'll mail you a check. Like, nobody's coming to the office no more. So, like, the dynamics of the business is definitely changing, and a lot of stuff I feel like will be able to stay. But there are some things that you do hope, that the human contact will affect. You do want to, spend some kind of, you do want to start, you do want to get back into the actual meeting people and physically talking, like, spend time with your caregivers and stuff like that, opposed to just always being on the phone or always doing like a FaceTime or something. Like, you actually want to do that, but just at the moment, we're not. Those things we do want to have, like employee of the month, dinners and stuff like that. What we always used to do, we have a dinner for the caregivers and stuff like that. We don't do none of that stuff in the current. We had to just cut it back and just kind of find new ways to, celebrate them and stuff like that. But I can't really think of anything at this point. If you guys have any questions, any comments, things like that, I need to feed off of. But these are just like some of the topics that I was thinking about coming into this call that I can touch on.
How easy is it?
Going back to the chat. So go ahead and ask your questions. I'm gonna mute myself and look at the chat. Go ahead.
How easy is it if I already have my license to switch over from home care to getting a assisted living home? Is it different certifications that you have to get for that?
Two different businesses, two different license requirements in most states. So because you got to realize home care is you going into the family's home, right? Assisted living, they're coming to your home, and they don't license you as for assisted living. They license the property. So you can't just get a license and then take it to any property. They gotta look, you gotta have a specific property that they're gonna come inspect and then certify, and then you be licensed like that. So it's two different things. So you can have one and when one won't stop or hurt the other. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Carl.
If I can.
I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. I was muted. Go ahead, Fred.
Going back to that, when it comes to the property. So when it comes to zoning, let's say I go into a house, I'm with a realtor, and do I put the house under contract and then go to zoning, or should I go to zoning before I even think about putting any property under contract?
It's because with zoning each property is going to be different, right? So
right.
You want to definitely check, make sure it's something you can do before you purchase it. I would even check, before I put something under contract, because you got to put a deposit down. Then what if if it don't work, because
I know it has to be like a certain amount of distance from one assisted living to the next, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I never heard that. And again, I don't even know what state requirements you're referring to. What state are you thinking about?
Maryland.
Maryland. Oh yeah. Most Maryland facilities, you're not going to have any problem with zoning, depending on, how many residents and stuff like that and the location. We haven't had any problem with zoning. They usually tell us that we don't need anything. A lot of the stuff that's on licenses, go ahead.
No, does it matter how many residents you have? Because I know, from what I understand, again, I may be wrong. If it's under 4, then you may not have to go through zoning, but above 5, depending on what county you're in.
Yep, it's all based on the county. Each county is different. So, and because the county, I like the county that I'm in, and I like the way they operate as far as with that kind of stuff, zoning. I'm always looking for places in this particular county because I don't want to go into like Howard County, and I think in Baltimore County, they're making like this is harder, and I'm gonna just do the stuff that, I'm gonna go to the easiest route to, get the goal accomplished. So I avoid a lot of the places where it's crazy. And then HOAs can also be a big issue as well. So like the new developments where they had these HOAs, you got to be careful about that as well. Because they can really tie you up with some, restrictions. Your microphone is acting up? Wow. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was probably muted, Kizzy, because I had muted myself and then started talking. I didn't realize I was still muted. So hopefully you can hear me. So hopefully that was helpful, Fred. But each county is different. And OHCQ, the office that handles the licensing for assisted living, they're very responsive now. I don't know what happened. Maybe the governor like leaned on them or something, but they're like totally different organization now. So you can call them and you'll get very good questions, very quick, very good responses, at least in Maryland now. I don't know if it's gonna stay like that, but I hope so. Anybody have anything?
Are there any yes.
Go ahead.
Is there any funding for a purchasing
Is there any funding for purchasing property like that for the assisted living?
A lot of people I've been dealing with are using or going to the SBA. I don't know what's I don't know, maybe it's like some mental block or something, but I never go to like traditional routes when it comes to funding. I'm either working with a private partner or something like that, opposed to like
for a bank
government or like
as far as banking
grants and stuff like that. Yeah. But I do have someone that is currently, having, they're doing well on acquiring a property through the SBA as an assisted living, as a business.
Okay.
So start with your local SBA and you start there, and, they have like the score groups, like they usually have like what they call score, like it's like something in the SBA that
yes,
like mentorships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and they can help you out, at least, point you in the right direction as far as that's concerned. A little side note, you just reminded me, a lot of this COVID money, I've been seeing people get it and put it in businesses, and it's everywhere. And I haven't particularly myself been like looking to get it, but I've been hearing people getting it and doing, getting their businesses and stuff like set up like that. One particular person, this is just random, from the liquor company Hennessy, they had a small business loan. And I'm like, what made you even ask? But it's like, it's a lot of companies out here with the PPE stuff. I mean, with the COVID money, paycheck protection. It's just it's a lot of money. This like just circulating right now. Just like low hanging. It's not as hard to get as it usually would be because of the COVID. And they're trying to prop the market up and try to keep the cash coming through the the economy. So it's money out there. You just you just got to get out here and network and talk to people who are into that. I would start with the SBA, and then maybe like some lenders who might have some information for you. But personally, if I'm looking to get another property, I usually buy the traditional way, or if we find like a conventional loan, or if we find like a property we can get for cheap, like a flip, we'll just get a cheap property, buy it, fix it up, and then flip. No, we don't flip them. We keep them. Like real estate for me, the only strategy that makes sense at this point for me is assisted living. Like putting a regular tenant in. If I put a regular family in like a 4 or 5 bedroom house, I'm like, what am I? Like it don't make sense. Like why would I give all of this family all this room? When I can put 4 seniors in
this property.
You know what I mean? And if I put the family in there, I get like 200-300, 500 profit every month. Obviously, if we do assisted living, we're gonna try to make, $30K a year off that property. So
what is your rate?
What is my
What
rate?
is your rate for each client that you
whatever I can negotiate
when you're housing each client?
Whatever I can negotiate. Because, and this is another thing that I feel like most of the people on this call should benefit from. When you're small, you don't have the overhead that the bigger companies have, so you could give people a lot of the benefits that they teach you, but you can still be affordable and beat them in pricing. So that's what I'm always looking to do, is beat everybody in pricing. So I'm not the highest person in the community. I'm not trying to get the I don't want the most expensive place. I want the place that is affordable and you're gonna be able to pay for the next 3-4 years. So
that's right.
On average, so like again, the national average is like $3,500 a month per bed. That's like the national average, but it can go from anywhere. It's a place behind where I live. That's a facility called Manresa. $10,000 a bed a month. And then there's some places like $3,000 a month. There's like, safe, quiet, clean, they're healthy. There's $3,000 a month. They don't have the bells and whistles and all that, luxury stuff, but you know, families feel safe, confident, comfortable with you being there, with them being at your place. So it all depends on like the community that you're looking to create. If you want to go high end, you got access to a high end real estate, the market. I mean, a neighborhood, a community. Go high end. If you can get into that community, you can get a property and do that. But don't think you're gonna buy a little house in a working class, like a lower middle class, working class neighborhood and try to do all these luxury things to it. You still gonna get that rate because it's what the families can afford in those communities. You know what I mean? You just want to go, and when you're looking for property, you want to get the most. You know, it's just like any real estate is location, right? So the better location, the higher you'll get for your monthly rates.
Yeah, it's about like the rates are here in Mississippi about the same, about 3,000.
And I mean,
okay,
but the real estate ain't the same. So that's the good thing. The house you're gonna get in the house, I'm gonna pay probably $300,000 for a house that y'all can probably get down at $450,000. You know what I mean? And it's just because of the difference.
Yeah.
You know, you can't find no house in Maryland for $300,000. You can't find a 3-bedroom for under in a decent area for under $300,000. You know what I mean? But it's probably other places in, you know, I know in the South, the Midwest, you spend $300,000 on a house, you got a mini mansion, and you can take advantage of those opportunities like that.
Yep.
So.
Hey, Alan.
Yeah. Man, that's a lot of questions. Y'all feel free to go ahead and ask your questions. I'm just trying to read so I can make sure I cover
Hey, Alan, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, this is Charles. I'm over here in Herndon, Virginia.
I think we talked before.
Say it again.
I think we talked before.
Yeah, I actually came out to one of your seminars. I try to come out whenever I can.
Okay, great.
Yeah, yep. I was trying to find out someone who wants to get into I guess to transition into the assisted living. What in Maryland? What is generally the starting process as far as making sure that you have your licensing and your credentials and everything that you need to even start?
Do you have a property?
I don't have a property, no.
Just having a property with a good location, obviously. A delegating nurse. If you're not a nurse, obviously you have to have a nurse.
Yes.
The 80-hour manager's course. So Maryland has an 80-hour. In most states, a lot of states got a certification that you have to own or operate a facility.
Okay.
So you have to get that in Maryland. Or somebody, you know, that's in your company has to have that. And, you know, just have all your documents and stuff put together, your business plan. Like they want a budget, menu. I mean, for the initial license, they want a business plan, the menu, policies and procedure, what's the uniform disclosure, like everything that you're going to offer and what's going to be included in the price and what's going to be not included. You have to submit this document to the state and to the families.
Okay.
So in case there's any discrepancies with the billing,
yes,
the families can say, okay, this is included in the universal disclosure form. The state gonna have a copy of it, and you gonna have a copy of it.
Got you.
So that's part of it. So there's just the documents, having all the paperwork in place, and having a great location.
Okay.
And, you know, like I said, the certification of 80 hours.
Right.
And I mean,
is that through the Department of Health or?
Yep.
Yeah, through the Department of Health. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's called OHCQ.
Okay. Okay.
OHCQ.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And what I do is, if we get a chance, I try to hook up with you offline to kind of pick your brains and to see if I can't move forward with something like that. How do they look as far as for areas that is considered rural?
Rural?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a problem.
Okay.
I mean, not a problem. And I mean, Families, I mean, most families, I mean, if you find somebody who's like in that area, in that general, you know, they might not be in that rural community.
Right,
but,
right.
Like you in, say if you have you said you're in Hendon, where you at?
Herndon,
Virginia.
Virginia, yes.
So if you got a family like they might be from Alexandria or Fairfax or something like that, they probably wouldn't mind putting their family in a rural area. It's nice, you know, and it's comfortable, quiet, safe like that.
Right.
It's more urbanized or, you know, active area.
Right.
So it could be benefits. It could be sold as, you know,
because I mean, you have a lot of places now that's not that far outside of the DMV that is considered rural. I mean, they haven't changed that status. But for some reason, they collected high tax also. So
they collected high taxes on rural areas.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they did it for a long time down in Stafford. Stafford was considered rural.
Okay.
And then when they had that big boom, you know, they still was considered rural, but they was taxing you, you know, almost like a regular tax rate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some stuff. So I'm looking at I'm working with a property in Cranberry.
Okay.
Pennsylvania. Y'all ever heard of that?
Okay.
Man, Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Like, I'm not a fan of PA at all. And
okay.
I mean, there's some people on here from Philly. And I mean, the rural parts of Pennsylvania, I just don't like the mountains, the hill. I just not comfortable in them environments. But Cranberry is like this little town. It's like a little boom town in Pennsylvania. And my partner, he was like, bro, come look at some of this stuff out here, man. And it's like new development just in the middle of nowhere. I don't even really know what the industry is. We still trying to figure out like what's the real, you know, they got like the old coal and, you know, all that other stuff that they do in PA. You know, but this little town, Cranberry, we got a nice, cheap property. Great area, like a great street. The neighborhood is nice. It's some parks and stuff. So I always look for like parks, like a nice little downtown area for like restaurants and, you know, little outdoor activities and activities in general. The YMCA is what I like to have, you know, the properties close to, and then like other senior facilities like that, adult daycare centers, stuff like that. So these are some of the top things that I'm looking for, like within like, you know, 20, 30 mile radius from the properties we acquire. So just speaking on the rural, this would probably be rural area, because we're not directly like in the center of Cranberry, we in the area, but we like out in the, you know, the next door neighbor is probably like, you know, a few acres away. Okay. Where can I start the process? I think that was you, Charles, that said that. You typed it. So, okay. Boop. Do you guide on how to rent property to get started? Good question about renting. Rent versus own. Obviously, if you can own it, you want to own it. I'm working with a couple people who are doing the rent way, lease way. I like to say lease over rent. Rent just don't seem like that. But to lease, so that's how we got in our first situation. My first assisted living situation. It was through a lease. I don't know if I talked about it on the blog or whatever other time, but how I got familiar with the whole assisted living was because of home care, right? We started doing home care, then we figure out like, oh shit, what is this? You know, the home care, I started getting referrals, families saying, hey, we don't want you to come to our house. We trying to get rid of this joker. You know, their grandfather, he crazy, whatever. So they like, can we send them to you? Like, we don't have a facility. So they like, okay, whatever. So what I did, I contacted the facility and said, hey, look, I got some people, because I'm doing a lot of marketing for the home care at this time. And I'm getting a lot of calls from people, they're seeing the marketing, senior care, but I didn't specify as home care because, you know, and they just call because they see senior care. And they're like, hey, we're looking to place our family member. I called the facilities. They were paying, 1 month's rent. The first couple didn't go through. They went and peeked and poked around, didn't actually close. They didn't, move into the facility that I referred them to. But when the first one did, we got a $3,500 check. I said, they cut the check so fast. I'm like, man, how? Like, it wasn't no, they was like, we like them. Thanks for the referral. Boom, you sent us some more. So I'm like, 3,500 is nice, right? But they about to get that every month. So I'm like, man, so that's how I got into it. Long story short, I was renting from a property that I was living in from a landlord. Nice house. And we stepped to him, told him about the business, the model, and it was our first deal. It was our first time going into that, into the assisted living. I was married at the time, and me and my wife, we put it together. We had an actual home, so it could work. The structure of the arrangement, there was a rent, there was a rate that we were going to pay for the house, the general rate, right? And then because we told him what we were doing, and we were trying to, incentivize him to let us do it in his property. I said, look, for every resident that we move in, I'm gonna give you an extra $250 on the rent. So at full capacity, he has these extra. So he got the base rent. If it's empty, we got to pay him this. But when it's full, we're gonna pay this. If we lose a resident, it's gonna come back down. And you know what I mean? So if we got 2 residents, we only paying $500. If we got 5 residents, we paying what we pay for 5 residents. So that was the approach. And I'm just saying that to give you guys an approach. When you step to landlords, usually who are real estate investors, who usually have an understanding of how business works and would love to do business with somebody who, what we call low impact tenants, opposed to somebody who got Section 8, who gonna come in there, kick holes in your walls, scribble, rip your carpet up, tear your house up. Seniors are low. If a landlord has an opportunity to rent to a low impact tenant, they're gonna go with that. I mean, because it just makes more sense. It's a liability thing. It's like, this person is not going to destroy my property. Seniors don't kick holes in the wall. You know what I mean? They move slow, they soft, they don't so your house be looking pretty much the same 5 years later, because they don't do damage to the property. So this is the pitch almost, to the landlords, investors, if you don't have access to buy property for yourself. And then also, it's just not easy to buy properties every day, but it's easy for me to partner with people who have properties. So just like you guys, you could do the same thing. I bring the expertise. And that's my daughter calling. She thought I was getting off at 7. You bring an expertise. You bring a knowledge base to the conversation, and they had a property. And what you have is just as valuable. And if you can make it work, make it work. There's no, I can't tell you a particular number that works. It's all about what you can negotiate. But when it comes to rental properties, that's the approach that I used in the beginning. And now I partner with property owners who are most often landlords. And then also with coaching clients, like some nurses. I'm working with a nurse. She's buying her first home. I say, look, if you're gonna buy your first house, turn it to assisted living. So when you buy your second house, your assisted living gonna pay for it. So like, don't move in there to live in it. Move in there, set up an assisted living, then make that by your next house. Then you can, or you do it again. And so that's how we function when it comes to rental properties, renting for assisted living. And even the current situation that we're in, they're letting us put a sprinkler system in. So, I mean, and then you also got to realize something too. If you're doing repairs on their property, they're not going to say no, because it's a value add. Like, you're just making their property more valuable. Make sure you get a long-term lease though. 5 years minimum. Like, I'm not gonna go into nobody's property, you know, putting real money into their property, building it out, you know, without a long-term lease, 5 years minimum. So, and that's again what you can negotiate. Some of them may say 3 years, something like that. But 1 or 2 years is just not long enough, you know, to really make sense for you. You know, as an investment opportunity for yourself. So. Okay, thank you. Where you start the process? Do you guide on how to rent? Okay, that's where that question came from. That was Takesha Price. I hope she's still on here and she heard that. Do you have a website? Yeah, we got a website, AlanChaney.com. AlanChaney.com. And then the podcast is also Home Care and Assisted Living Business Series podcast. I haven't put anything up there recently. Like COVID kind of rattled me. So like I just wasn't in content creating mental space, and I just haven't got back into it. Like even now, I'm just now getting back into like this stuff where I'm actually getting out here networking with other people, like doing the stuff like for the meetup, you know, the website, the page and stuff like that, because I just been like so, and I know everybody else too. Not only did, you know, everybody's business, you know, businesses were affected. Everybody's business was affected, for the most part. Some good, some not. But I just didn't know what to do. Like the first couple of weeks of COVID, I just didn't know what to do. I was paralyzed, just like, until I just had to say, like, look, bro, you gotta eat. You gotta continue to grow. You gotta keep going in, you know, and we kept doing it. So that's I haven't posted any podcast since like March, and that's right around the time that the COVID came. But I feel like, you know, back in here, we're gonna have some more content coming soon, some more episodes coming soon. But there's some great content on there for right now. If you've never heard it, you're gonna really enjoy it if this is your industry. Oh, she said, can I text the link? Is there anyone else or any more questions? It seems like it got really quiet. Is it just me? Y'all just really focus on what I'm saying, or y'all, you know, tune me out and back doing something else? Guess that's what it was.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm in Baltimore City, I will have to put a sprinkler system for anything above 8 people, but the house is big enough to have more people on the upstairs where I'm not using technically for the business.
Mm-hmm.
I was considering doing respite care. Do you have any information on that?
What do you mean? Like people coming in temporarily?
Yeah.
Home care is a little bit serious. No, but I'm not gonna say no, but I wouldn't go out looking for people to come. I just don't want that kind of traffic or that kind of model. I would prefer people that's gonna be long term. The average stay is like, I think the national average is like 18 months or something like that, 24 months, something like that. Mm-hmm. But I want to get them in there. I want them to stay. So I'm not looking for people who because it's just so much getting people in. You know, you got to have your nurse go out and assess them, getting them in, bring their stuff in. Like, I don't know what, like a weekend are you talking about? Like, or a week or month? Like, so I don't really want to, we've done it, absolutely. But that's not ideal for me. That's not a model or nothing that I'm promoting. Like, hey, you can come stay for a couple of days. It's just that, you know, it's just too much. It's too involved for, you know, especially now with COVID. It's definitely not nothing that we want, you know, somebody coming in and just turning around, leaving, or, you know, you just don't want to. I don't know. So I don't want to comment on it too much and tell you to, like, not to do it. But for me, it's all about long term. You know, the longer we can keep these people happy, safe, and secure in our facilities, the more money, you know, that we're going to get. I don't want to, you know.
That makes sense. Thank you for that.
Once a bed is full, you want to keep it, you know, you don't want to, you know.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
but you do have extra space. And if you're not using that space for something like that, definitely use it for a living caregiver. We didn't talk too much about staffing. I guess I'll save that for next week.
Yeah, that was my job.
Yeah. So what we do with extra space in the facilities, like non-residential space, like where the like basements and like, you know, in-law suites might be high up in the, like attics and stuff like that. I mean, not an attic, but like if it's a space where you wouldn't put a resident, right? Basement, stuff like that. That's where we house the caregivers. We want to have, a lot of people are against it in the industry. I've been hearing it, like, we don't want to live-in. Like, I'm all, like, live-ins make the money for me. Like, that's how we profit. So
how do you pay them then? I was thinking about that too. How do you compensate? Do you like
daily rates?
Okay.
You get paid by the hour, you get paid by the day. And it's
okay.
a rate, and it's a contract, and it's a 13-hour requirement. I mean, it's a 13-hour. They can't work more than 13 hours in one day. So just because they're living, a lot of people think, oh, living, I got somebody working for me 24 hours. Like, no, they have to sleep. Like, and a lot of families think that too. Like, even with the home care, they're like, oh, I got to live in. She got to get up every, whenever. Like, no, she has to have 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep, 8 hours of sleep a day. She's only working 13 hours a day for you. She has a personal time, and they just, so living doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be living and working the whole time, 24/7. They just live there, and they're taking that lesser rate because they have other benefits. They got free room and board. They're not paying rent. They're not cable, internet. They eat. So
yeah,
that's part of it. So we don't have to. That's how we kind of, bring the the cost down some.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody just said send the link, because I was actually sending it too, then I stopped. Copy. Are there any more questions? I'm not gonna hold you guys on here if you guys don't have no questions. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go enjoy the rest of your evening. I excited. I'm glad I did this. I've been I know I've scheduled a couple when they turned them off. It's just like, I gotta do, I just really wanted to make some time for this. So I'm glad you guys joined me this evening. And am I sending that to somebody personally? I'm sending that personally. I should have sent that to everybody. Hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm excited that you guys joined me this evening. And
Alan.
Yeah.
Rick Watts. What's the best way to contact you? I want to really get started with because, as I said, the provisional is in the process now, and we're trying to get ready for the survey.
Okay.
What's a good number for you?
I'm gonna give you my cell.
Mm-hmm.
It's what number do you have? You got the regular number, right?
I don't know right now.
Number. Yeah, I need to give you a number. So let's. I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it to you after this.
Okay, certainly. Thank you.
Uh-huh. So I think I just sent the podcast and the website to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no more questions, we can jump off of here and look forward to the next one. I should be able to do this monthly, and that'll give you enough time to go implement some stuff, go try some stuff, and then if you got some questions, we can get to it right here next month. So it's not too late to get, we still got it's October. It's not too late to get started. It's never too late to get started. So if you got an opportunity, I heard a lot of people got a lot of different opportunities out here, all over the country. So take advantage of them. We're here to help. I have a lot of free stuff on the internet. And then if you look, I have a lot of free information out there as far as like on the YouTube, the podcast, my Facebook page. It's a lot of free content, and even the programs and products that we have, I try to keep them very inexpensive. So We're here for you. If you need anything, and I'm glad you guys joined me this evening. I'm glad I did it. I feel good for doing it. And I really feel what makes me happy these days is doing for others. So I'm just glad, and hopefully that you guys are benefiting from this. And I look forward to hearing from you guys and talking to you guys next month. Are there any more questions before I get off of here? Okay, so somebody, Joaquin, thank you. Somebody said thank you for joining. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for the time, share the information with us. This is my dream, and though it's making a while, I won't give. Oh, absolutely, don't give up on it. If this is your dream, don't give up. Why? You know, hate everything else you do. Thank you, everybody. I'm jumping off of here. Thank you, guys. Mr. Watts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me figure out how I can send you a private message here. Let me see. Here you go. You get that phone number? It should have came as a private message right here on Zoom.
I did. That's a 443? Yes.
Yep.
I think I did. It should still be there, but yes. Let me see how I can get back into it. Trying to see how. I'm looking. Okay, participants.
You got it.
Richard, hold on. Let me see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you might have to go to the chat. It's in the chat, but it's a private message.
Yeah, I got it. I'll get it. I think I do have it. So, okay. Yes. Okay. So I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Call me tomorrow after 10.
I will. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you then.
And bye-bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. I look forward to talking to you guys next month. And in the meantime, AlanChaney.com, the podcast, the phone number is somewhere. I don't even know it by heart, but y'all know you know where to find that. It's on the Alan Chaney Business Coaching page. The phone number is right on the cover picture. So use that number, call us, email, whatever, Facebook, send us a message, however you need to send your questions. I do everything I can to get them answered for you, and help you reach your goal as becoming a senior care service provider, whether that's home care, assisted living, referral programs, whatever, there's a lot of opportunities out here. You guys take advantage of it. And I feel like the people who work in the industry deserve to be, wealthy from the industry, not just the people who have the money to put franchises up and they don't care nothing about you. So, you guys deserve it. You work these cases. You out here, taking these risks. A lot of the people on my call, a lot of people who follow me, you're essential workers, and you're going in COVID environments willingly every day, and I appreciate you. We took some losses. I lost 2 family members. You know what I mean? That's not like shit is real. So take care of yourself. Be safe. Wear the mask. Stay distant, and avoid crowded places and be safe. I'll see y'all and talk to you guys later. Peace.